We greet you once again from our ministry here in Santa Rosa, California. Revelation 14:1, dedicated to spreading the truth of the Bible and the Bible alone. So we have been sharing with you the truth about Sunday worship this past 3 weeks, and I hope that most those studies have helped us understand the author of the Sunday worship. We've concluded that it is the Roman Catholic Church, or the papal system, that is the author of this, and they lay claim to that as well, judging from the quotes that we've quoted in the past sessions. Today, our topic is the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast. And we will try and link the Sabbath issue we've been studying this past 3 weeks to the mark of the beast. This is mentioned in the Bible in Revelation, that it is the mark of the beast. So we will today see what information we can get from the Bible and elsewhere about this mark. These are the two, there are two beasts that's discussed in Revelation 13. We have gone into detail about the first one, this one here. The leopard like beast with lion heads, 7 heads altogether, and bare feet. And it had 10 horns, and each horn had a crown. So that, we've gone into detail about on that regarding the first beast of Revelation 13. We have not really touched on the second beast, and it's that lamb-like beast shown on the other picture right there. A lamb-like beast with 2 horns, and it says in Revelation 13 verse 11, Revelation chapter 13 verse 11, it says, "And I beheld," John was watching this on the island of Patmos, "another beast coming up out of the earth." The first one came out of the waters. "And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." So that's something peculiar about this beast. Very conflicting picture is shown here. You see a lamb-like beast, a young sheep that comes out of the land with 2 horns. But when it started speaking, it sounded like a dragon speaking. So those are the 2 beasts of Revelation 13. If we look back at the Daniel 7, remember this picture here has another portion here. This is the Daniel 7 picture. And I read, it's right here, Daniel 7 verse 8. It says, "I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. He saw a different beast in Daniel. And he saw 10 horns. That beast had 10 horns. But then another horn, 11th horn, came up and it uprooted three beasts, 3 horns. And this little horn that came up, it says, behold, this horn, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man. This horn had 2 eyes and a mouth speaking great things. So you see, there's something that is mentioned here about the first beast. It says, and there was given unto him this beast, the lion-headed, 7-headed beast, mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. So that beast was speaking blasphemies against God. The second beast came out of the earth like a sheep, but it spake like a dragon. And a dragon in the Bible refers to Satan himself. Likewise, for the Daniel beast, it spake great words. That little horn that uprooted 3 others. So there's things that are similar to these beasts that we are studying, and it's about the word that is spoken. So let's move on. In Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18. Revelation 13, 16 to 18. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads. So who's he? If you if you read this chapter properly, it is now referring to the second beast, that lamb-like beast with 2 horns and spoke like a dragon. And it says here that this second beast is causing everyone to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. A mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And verse 17 says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, and the name of the beast, or the number of his name. No one will be able to buy or sell, to go and buy or sell, trade, only if you have that mark, which is enforced by the second beast, the lamb-like beast that came out of the land. And it says in verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600, 66. So it's referring to the second beast, which will enforce the mark in the right hand and in the forehead of people all over the world. If you don't have that mark, if you don't have the mark, what will happen to you? You won't be able to buy or sell. In short, you won't be able to survive. So today, we're looking at the first thing that is mentioned here, that no man will buy or sell save he that had the mark. It's either that or those who, you can have the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it's the mark that we are talking about now, the mark of the beast. Early in Exodus, not in Exodus, in Genesis, chapter 4, verse 15, when Cain murdered his brother, he had to leave home because he had violated the family. Genesis chapter 4, verse 15 says, "And the Lord said to him," to Cain, "Therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him." So there was a mark that was given to Cain by God himself. If we read in this in www.blueletterbible.org, this is the explanation about this mark. The mark of Cain was to help keep him from being physically harmed. So this mark would keep him from being physically harmed while he was a stranger and a vagabond. It did not guarantee his safety. People can still kill him or hurt him. It only promised a worse fate for those who harmed him. We cannot be certain whether the mark was an actual physical sign or something else. Marking humanity is something we find in the book of Revelation. God marks his people with a sign on their forehead. The Antichrist also marks his people with a sign on their forehead and the right hand. In both instances, the marks indicate ownership and protection. So this mark that we are talking about, that will be enforced by the second beast, the lamb-like beast that came out of the earth, is a mark which indicates ownership. It indicates who owns you, and also protection. If you have that mark, what does that verse say? You'll be able to buy and sell, to survive. Who causeth the mark? On Cain, it was God. It says right there in that verse. In Revelation 13, it was the second beast, the lamb-like beast that spake like a dragon. So that's the owner of the mark. Who is the second beast of Revelation 13? So we know that the second beast is the one that will force the mark on everyone on earth. Let's try and find out who this second beast is. We know who the first beast was that was given its power by Satan himself. It is the papal system. From our past studies, we found out that that first beast, the leopard-like beast with 7 heads like lion and feet like a bear, is the papal system of Rome with 10 horns. Revelation 13:2 says, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth is the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority." Who gave him his power? Satan himself, the dragon. Now, who is the second beast? Revelation 13, verse 12 to 15 says, "And he exerciseth, the second beast, the power of the first beast before him." So this second beast got his power from the first beast and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast. The second beast gets its power from the first beast, and what it does is it forces the whole world to worship the first beast, the papal system of Rome, whose deadly wound was healed. We'll see that in another prophecy, how this first beast was wounded and the wound healed. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, the second beast is we're talking about now, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. The whole world will watch this second beast do miracles in the skies. That's what this verse is saying. Verse 14 says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Because it's doing all these great things, the whole world will be deceived. Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, of the first beast. See, this is what is happening. This beast will make miracles out of the sky, and everyone will be able to see. And notice that this beast, the second beast, is has great power and is doing miracles, and it will be able to convince the people. It says it will deceive the whole world. So what will happen? It will tell the whole world, you should make an image to the first beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Make an image to the first beast. Which beast? The papal system of Rome. Verse 15 says, and he had power to give life. This second beast has the power to give life unto the image of the beast. You make the beast, the image, this power, the second beast, will give life to that beast. That the image of the beast should speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. This image of the beast, which will be given life by the second beast, the lamb-like beast, will be able to speak. Remember all those three beasts we discussed at the beginning? They were speaking great things. This image of the beast too will be able to speak through the power of the second beast. And it says that they, as many as would not worship the beast, image of the beast, should be killed. You know that the beast is in Rome. He cannot be everywhere at the same time. So what the second beast is doing is forcing you to create images of that beast in Rome, so that it's available there, right there, locally, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you'll be in, the image of the beast will be present there. And it should be able to speak, just like those three other beasts we studied in the beginning. And those who do not want to worship that beast, the image of the beast, which will be available everywhere, will be killed. That's you and me. If you don't bow down to the image of the beast, wherever in the world you will be killed. God is so loving. He's telling us much in advance what will happen to us. So you should be prepared. Be prepared to die. The Bible is so clear about this. You hear about people talking about good times. The very opposite is what prophecy is telling us. Be prepared to die. Folks, when you are prepared, mentally preparing for these dark days ahead of us, you will be ready when it comes, or when it arrives. This something that has just taken place right here in the White House of the USA. At the bottom it says, Donald Trump signs the NASA Transition Authorization Act of 2017 in the Oval Office, in the presence of the members of the Senate, Congress, and NASA representatives on March 21st, 2017. So the president himself is involved in this NASA. He's reawakening America to be top again in the space exploration. America is reigniting the fire of space exploration. Remember the prophecy? It says, this second beast, what will it do? It will make miracles out in the skies. Miracles. So the second beast is equal to America. We had already deciphered this prophecy in one of our past studies. But here are some clues to remind us again how we arrive at America being the second beast of Revelation 13. It's a lamb. A lamb is a young sheep. America is youthful. It only started in 1776 when it gained independence from England, from the United Kingdom. Lamb-like beast, a young nation. It has two horns. It represents the civil and the religious freedom. Remember, these are the two things that the pioneers of this land ran away from Europe. The church and the state was persecuting them. The church and the state were persecuting the pioneers, and that caused them to leave Europe and travel over to this new land. State, the civil, and the religious freedom. Those are represented by the two horns of this lamb. A lamb-like beast with two horns. Civil and religious freedom. That's what they would set up this government for. But then it says in that prophecy, it began to speak like a dragon. A change of character denotes the use of force. The dragon, Satan, Sunday law. That's when Sunday law is enforced. And then you can start linking things together. Sunday begins to come into place. Can you imagine the US doing all the above? Enforcing the whole world? Some of us may still not believe, but let's see. What mark will be enforced? In Revelation 13, 14, and 15 it says, and deceiveth them, the second beast, that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beasts, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Verse 15, and he had power to give life to the image of the beasts, as we've already discussed that. If you don't worship the image of the beast, you will be killed. The beast we've already known is Papal Rome. During the prophesied dark ages from 538 to 1798, I've shown you that timeline over and over again. Rome clothed itself with corrupted teachings of the church, while involved in mass murder and filthiness. Rome had been involved in this persecution of the saints, killing them, and filthiness, abomination, their priests were involved. You know, we've been, lately there's been news of Catholic priests abusing children and women, and these are all the characters of this church, of the first beast. When we are witnessing these within the churches we attend, we are just we should realize that they are just following the footsteps of the mother church. Abuse of children, abuse of women, abuse of the youth. This is what's happening in most churches of today. Papal Rome had both the civil power and religious power. Remember those two horns? The US of A wanted to separate those two powers. They came from Europe, which had those two powers. They came together. They wanted it separate. The problem is both those two separate entities, their foundation is that Lamb. So they are still joined together through the Lamb. So what and how? They should make an image to the beast. How does America enforce the whole world to do? How and what? We know that the US has the might to force the whole world to do anything, even today. America is expanding its power, but even today, it has the power to force the whole world. Today it is forcing China, a supposedly superpower, to go against its ally North Korea. And China is compliant. That's the might of this second beast. The might of this Lamb that has two horns and is speaking like a dragon now. China, you better do this or I will come there and do it myself. That's your area, Asia. Go and control North Korea. China did. We also heard in the news that it had somehow affected the launching of the North Korean missile tests. That shows the power, the technology that America has. So you see, even in its depleted stage today, America is so strong that even when he speaks, the whole world will listen. Image of the beast, state, religion with civil power. We know that beast is a state and civil power combined. What religion? Is it Catholicism? What religion? Doesn't really matter as long as the dragon, Satan, is worshipped. The one who gave that first beast its power. So they don't really mind. If you go to China, Buddhism is there. That's Satanism. Worship of the devil. So they don't care as long as the church and the state comes together. And they will persecute the Christians. Even in China, even in Muslim countries, Christians who stand up for the truth of the Bible will be persecuted. This prophecy is not something to joke about. It is that you will be killed. Prepare for death in these last days. What religion? Doesn't really matter. There are 196 countries in the world today. Taiwan is not considered an official country by many, which would bring the count down to 195. Although Taiwan operates as an independent country, many countries, including the US, do not officially recognize it as one. And you can get that from that website. So why are we diving into this? Because this is what the world will look like. This is the plan of the United Nations. It's dividing the whole world up into 10 different regions. 1, 2, up to 10. Where's the 10th one there? 10 regions the world over. The whole world has been subdivided. If we go back here, remember that beast, the first beast, it had 7 heads and 10 horns. And what are the 10 horns? It says it has 10 kings. The US of A, or the second beast, this is a map which tells us about how it will control the world. This is a United States map of its military controlling the whole world. So you see the prophecies of the Bible, the second beast forcing the whole world to bow down to the first beast, is not something that is not tangible. It's right there. Things are in process. Behind the scene, these maps tell us that the world with commanders' areas of responsibility, all the US military has responsibilities all to cover the whole world. Mark of the beast, Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and dreadful sore upon the man which had the mark of the beast. Remember, the other verse we studied says that if you had the mark of the beast, what will you be able to do? You'll be able to buy and sell and survive in this earth. The 7 last plagues, the first angel that comes out and pours out its vial, everyone who has that mark, who had survived because they had the mark, will be covered with sores. That vial, the first. Revelation 19:20 says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophets, that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them, that he received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire. So those who were forced by the second beast to receive that mark in their right hand or in their forehead, they will all end up in that lake of fire. Our mark. Whose mark is it? The Catholic Church says Sunday is our mark of authority. The Church is above the Bible. And this transference of Sabbath observance is proof of the fact. Catholic Record of London, 1923. In 1917, James Cardinal Gibbon said, is not every Christian obliged to sanctify Sunday and to abstain on that day from unnecessary servile work? Is not the observance of the law among the most prominent of our sacred duties? But you may read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and you will not find a single line authorizing the sanctification of Sunday. The scriptures enforce religious observance of Saturday, a day which we, the Catholic Church, will never sanctify that day. We sanctify the first day of the week. Protestants' observance, they, in the Ecclesiastical Review of 1914, they deem it their duty to keep Sunday holy. Why? This is the Catholic asking. Because the Catholic Church tells them to do so. They have no other reason. The observance of Sunday thus comes to be an ecclesiastical law, entirely distinct from the divine law of Sabbath observance. The author of the Sunday law is the Catholic Church. They claim that to be theirs. There is their mark. That is the mark of the beast that we are talking about here. So what does America enforce the world over? It is the mark of the beast. Sunday observance. The whole world will observe Sunday. When it does that, and the world is being enforced to observe Sunday, then the prophecy that the U.S. forces the whole world to bow down to the first beast will be fulfilled. Remember that. When the Sunday law is enforced the world over, we are fulfilling the prophecies. A law is on its way, folks. There's a law on its way. Be observant in wherever part of the world you will be. Be observant of this fact. Bible students, when they openly discuss in Congress, that's here in America, in parliaments all over the world, to make this law, be warned. If you are a saint, if you want to stand up for the truth of God, you will be persecuted and you will eventually die. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for the worst. That is where we will end today, and I hope that this message is not a message to cause fear. It is a message of truth. It is meant to prepare each saint for the dark days that are ahead of us. Be prepared, folks. That's our prayer. Let us pray.